The 2017 Loretta Lynn's Remastered series is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC and Lucas Oil.
Messias out of Victorville, California. 82 is Evan Rhodes out of Evansville, Indiana. 88, Hudson Plouffe out of Round Rock, Texas. He'll be riding the Yamaha. 91, Michael Kelly Jr. out of Clarksville, Tennessee. He'll be on a Yamaha. 92, James Momberg out of Boulevard, California. And 99, Ben Kirkland out of Augusta, Georgia. And they are off right now.
That's him, the 41, Trenton Cheek out of Roseburg, Oregon, taking the early lead in this one. Whoa, nearly going over the handlebars. Is he going to be able to maintain that lead as he's got a host of riders knocking on the door back there behind him now? I believe that 24 machine, no, that's not 24, maybe it was the 25, but Chase Lorenz. We got a whole host of riders back there trying to get it all sorted out. That's maybe 74, I guess we're looking at there. That'd be Dalton Spooner out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Club MX Practice Facility Privateer Yamaha.
It is, and he's making a run right now for the lead over the KTM rider number, who was that out front?
41, Trenton Cheek.
Trenton Cheek, so.
Wow, getting that sorted out back behind them. Those two are really starting to stretch things out a little bit. Behind them, though, is where the show, I think, might be starting to pick up. We've got a lot of position jockeying going on, and this battle's still waging on there right now.
Spooner going for it on the Yamaha, number 74, trying to take the wide liner on the sweeper.
And he does it.
And he makes it work. Dalton Spooner, 74 on the Yamaha, our new leader out here in 125C, race 1.
So as we sort it out up front in the first and second place positions, right behind him, we've got 5 riders vying for one of those, well, that third place position. And again, you can see that these 125s, I love this 125 class, the sounds of it, obviously. This being a novice class, you've got some sense of inexperience, if you will,
yes,
for a lot of these riders. I'm sure none of them have ever been to the ranch at this particular point in this class, so a lot of excitement out here and a lot of nerves for these riders as they try to sort it all out here on these first couple of laps.
I do really like how they've made the 125C, or the C class, a 125 class now for these younger kids that are taller coming up.
It helps out a lot. We got Spooner out front, Trenton Cheek in second, Cade Jackson in the number 3 spot aboard the 14. The 61 of Austin Miller is your 4th place ride. Louis Macias is 5th. Then Bronson McClure in 6th. Nolan Stallings, a 77 in 7th. Gianni Lamadou in the number 8 spot, 9th place, the 50 of Jaden Ornelas. Chase Lorenz, the 25, rounds out your top 10. Quickly 11 through 20, Evan Rhodes. 11th, Jonathan Lilly. And 12th, Trevor Hosmer in 13th. Drew Sampson, 14th. Christopher Post, 15th. Levi Wosick in 16th. Hudson Plouffe in 17th. James Moberg in the 18th. Blaze Cernaldi in 19th. And Mitchell Rashiki is your 20th place ride there at the end of the first lap of racing. We'll see what kind of changes we see taking place throughout this one. So now as we roll through the 125C class, race 13 is what we're seeing on the docket today as far as that goes. And man, we started this out, the first gates dropping at 7:30. You were probably on the plane this morning, Jimmy, but man, I'll tell you, it's been like this all day long from the word go. I mean, the smoothest this track was on the sight lap of the first race today, and it has not seen smoothness since.
You know, the track looks super beat up, rough, rutted everywhere, but it looks like it's in really good shape, though. As a rider looking at it, the dirt is nice and moist. There's not like nasty square edge bumps everywhere. It's nice. It's a nice, good racetrack that has multiple lines that these guys can pass each other anywhere on. So I'm liking the way this Loretta Lynn's track is shaping up. It's definitely a lot different than it was in 2006 last time I was around this place.
It does a great job of separating individuals out there and showcasing talents, I believe, to be honest with you, the true talents of what it takes to ride a motorcycle. And we're witnessing that right now. Dalton Spooner, this 125C class leader, as he wraps up 2 laps of racing complete now. Trenton Cheek still in second, about 3.3 seconds behind him. He grabbed the whole shot. Cade Jackson's one we got to watch out for. Also, Luis Macias, that rider back there on the number 79 in the 4th place position. He's pushing right now. They're both running 2:13s and 2:15s for Trenton Cheek, so Cheek's got to be under a little bit of fire and a little bit of pressure. Not far behind with the rider we're watching right now, Dalton Spooner. So if we pan the camera back just a little bit, we're about ready to see a great battle shaping up for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place positions. So riders, now your leader, Spooner, heading into the 10 Commandments, something that the 10 Commandments have changed their shape so many times over the course of the last few years. They are still the same commanding commandments that it is required to race through here at Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah, 10 Commandments, what a iconic section for the track. I remember there was always a line when I was racing here where you could kind of like, they were almost really shallow in between them. You could almost like jump off them like tabletops. And then that was kind of the big thing. If you could triple out of the 10 Commandments, you were like pretty good. But now, obviously, times have changed. I'm really old, and all these kids here in the 125C class are just popping the triple right out of them. But right now, Spooner out front, he is just putting more and more time on these guys. Last time around, a 3-second gap. I'm guessing that is at least doubled at this point. So well, Dalton Spooner put in a good run.
Yeah, he is, and I'll tell you, he is overshadowing a great battle that's going on behind him right now. Cheek's got Cade Jackson right on his rear wheel. Cade Jackson's got Macias. Bronson McClure only a 1.5 seconds off the pace of that. Jaden Ornelas, the 6th place rider, actually turning the fastest lap in this moto with a 2:12.948. He is a 1/2 second behind Bronson McClure, the 5th place position, as they continue to do battle. And here, I believe, is the battles that we've been waiting on watching. There's the 41 and Trenton Cheek. Looks like Jackson may have gotten around him now, the 14 machine. Wondering where that, oh no, that's the 52 machine just ahead of him now. So that's Bronson McClure maybe gotten around. So, and Cade Jackson had gotten around. So actually Trenton Cheek has dropped from 2nd to 5th place. Cade Jackson's around, Macias is around, and Bronson McClure. All 3 got around. That's what we were talking about when we were trying to get the camera guys to go back there. We had a great battle going on. 6th place is Austin Miller. Chase Lorenz in 7th. Jaden Ornelas now, the fastest rider on the racetrack at one point, has dropped off to 8th place. Now the fastest rider on the track, the 14 of Cade Jackson, only by 1/10 of a second better than the other, but 2:12.802, and he's making waves. He's still 4 seconds behind Dalton Spooner, turning about a 1/2 second faster. We'll see with a little free racetrack if he can maybe reel in that #1 spot.
Spooner, he is going to be under some serious heat here after a while if he doesn't drop his lap times, because we got Cade Jackson and Luis Macias coming through the field pretty quick right now. A lot of times, too, these guys will start pushing each other forward, finding that next gear. We may have a 3-way battle by the end of this one.
I think you're absolutely right, and that's exactly what it's shaping up to be, especially if you've watched the lap times over the course of the last couple of laps you've watched. And actually, the last time around was the fastest time, and only it's the 3rd lap, a 2:13.245. That was the fastest at Spooner's turn. He's still better than a 1/2 second off the pace of Cade Jackson, and also about the same off of Macias there, the 3rd place position. So looking at the lap times, looking at the deficit right now, I think you're absolutely right. This could and should very well be a 3-way battle right down to the checkers.
You got Jordan Ornelas back in 8th place on the Yamaha number 50. He actually is another rider that has a lap time down there in the 2:12 range, but he ran a 2:22 last time around, so it looks like Jaden must have gone down the last lap. And another guy that could possibly be up there running the front pace, but it's still Dalton Spooner out front on the number 74 Yamaha.
An indication that starts are very critical here once again. You have to think that if Jaden Ornelas was out in one of the front 3 or 4 positions off the bat, that he would probably be in this battle with these riders right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what Moto 2 will bring, I think, in this 125. Not all, I mean, all the classes in particular, but in general, but this class in particular should be pretty exciting too.
I'm sure you guys have talked about it all morning. There is definitely a technique to drawing those spoons and making sure you don't put yourself in a tough spot right off the bat before the motos even start.
Yeah, you're at the mercy of it. I mean, what kind of tricks did you use whenever you were there any tricks that you could use in drawing spoons? I know that they use poker chips now, so it might even be tougher to do that.
You know, I hate to say it, but when I was doing it, if there was any chance I could look down into the barrel and kind of semi-see what I was picking out, I would do it. And that's just part of it, you know. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? So, I drew good gate picks all the time. I drew number 1 here twice.
Wow.
In the same year. In both classes, I had number 1, but that time I actually didn't see the number 1 before I drew it. I just happened to.
Have tried to feel it out because you know, the raised numbers. Sometimes they put stickers on them. I've had people do that, but they do it with poker chips now. They're commemorative. You get to take them home with you. It's kind of like just a piece of the history here, where you draw those poker chips and you get to take those. I think that's pretty cool. Speaking of cool, exactly what you mentioned there. Things are tightening up, but we got a change in second and third right now as Macias has gotten around Jackson. They are now less than 3 seconds behind Spooner. They turned a 1.5 seconds faster. Actually, almost 2 seconds faster was Macias there with a 2:11.7. Kate Jackson actually dropped his pace back a little bit to a 2:15, making a mistake out there. So right now, the 79 and the 74 are the 2 riders we're wanting to keep a close eye on, and for good reason, because this one's starting to get hot.
2:11, really dropping the hammer on that last one.
Check that out, the fastest lap. Chase Lorenz, your 5th place ride, a 2:09.909. He's broke the 2:10 barrier now.
Isn't that's what's crazy about a lot of these amateur kids is you never know who can just drop the hammer and figure things out. When you get on pro level, these guys get used to adapting to a track really quick, but a lot of these kids just aren't used to how fast you have to really get used to a motocross track right off the bat. So these kids are just still in the learning stages, and they can maybe start showing their pace later down the line as long as they're not going to deal with any fatigue issues. But I believe number 79, Luis Macias, I think that he's on a TM. Right now it's his brand's listed as other, but it's looking like a blue TM, and we had saw that TM win the Super Mini class with Ty Masterpool,
right?
Which was incredible. I mean, you're talking about a small Italian manufacturer having 2 guys that are running front runner pace right now out here in both the 2-stroke classes. Pretty incredible.
It's good to see them with their hat in the ring. You know, in years past, we've seen the TM, and I'm sure you've seen the TM motorcycles over the years, and though they've been decent motorcycles, they've never been what you would say highly competitive in situations like this. But boy, they have really turned things around, kind of like the betas. I'm surprised we aren't seeing betas out here at this particular point too, because they're really starting to advance their technology as well. So I think the playing field's getting deeper out here as far as the brands are concerned, and I think that's good for our sport.
Oh yeah, it's great. The more manufacturers, the more people put money into it, the better it's going to be growing the sport. But when I was over in Europe in 2010, TMs were a great motorcycle then, and now they seem to be breaking into the U.S. amateur market a little bit. They actually won their very first GP Moto this season, I believe in Thailand.
Wow.
In the 250 class. So TM definitely on their way up. That would have been on a 4-stroke motorcycle, but all I've been seeing over here is 2 strokes. But hey, they've got a Super Mini win. That's huge.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Masterpool.
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that Ty Masterpool, I've seen him riding down in Texas before. The little kid, I was shocked that he hadn't made a big splash yet until just recently winning that Super Mini class. So TM bikes all over the Loretta Lynn circuit. One running second right now.
And Spooner, I believe, still a little bit of comfort as these riders are deep into the lap traffic here at about probably just past the halfway point of this 125C class. We have 6 laps down now. Spooner with a 7.6 second lead. That went pretty quick. We saw that to under 3 seconds and was getting what seemed to be very close, and we've seen lap times in the 2:10 range there for Macias. Now he's down into the 2:17, but like I said, lap traffic is becoming a big role, playing a big role in this. I think that riders getting pushed out of their lines, and the lines are starting to roughen up as the race wears on.
Yeah, it really is. You can see these bikes just dancing around all over the place, and it is a lot easier to ride a 125 when the track's brutally rough than a 450 like we'd seen even in the last moto with plus 50. So these guys are definitely getting put to the test, being just 125C riders. But yeah, it looks like Macias is, he is definitely, that last lap around hurt him really bad. But Chase Lorenz, he is the man on the move right now, still down in that 212 range, making moves.
And he's only a second behind Macias for that number 2 spot, so we could see that change.
We are on our final lap.
Yeah, white flag is out. And though we may not be seeing that three-way wheel-to-wheel battle that we kind of anticipated a few laps into this race, I think we have had a chance to see some pretty interesting things happen in this 125C class. And like you said, riders adapting as the moto wears on. That's pretty impressive for some of these novice class riders to be able to do that so quickly.
He's trying to figure it out for sure, and this is our first moto of the week. They're going to get used to riding a rough track by just having more motos under their belt. But, as we see, I believe number 25 of Chase Lorenz makes the move around Macias for that number 2 spot with just about 2 corners to go. So perfect timing for him to make it happen.
Dalton Spooner hitting that final turn as he rolls toward the Loretta Lynn finish line and checker flag. That's a Noco Fuels checker flag there as he takes the big win here at the big dance in Moto number 1 of this 125C class. Your second place ride will go to Chase Lorenz. As he said, making that pass with only a couple of turns left to go. Macias will hold on for third. Kate Jackson in fourth. Bronson McClure will round out your top 5. Jaden Ornelas putting on a great show out there. Will finish up in the number 6 spot with Jeffrey Chambers, the 29 and 7th on his Husky. Trenton Cheek, who grabbed the whole shot in this one. The 41 machine will take 8th. Austin Miller, KTM rider number 61, actually dropping to 10th as Dane Folsom, the number 19, got around him there on that final lap. So Folsom is 9th. Austin Miller rounds out the top 10 here in the 125C class. Again, fastest lap time was the 25 of Chase Lorenz at a 209.909. Lap 4 of 7 for these riders, so it's about the halfway point. Pretty impressive for a 125C rider to be able to find the flow on the track at that point.
Finding the next level, getting that 209, just barely breaking that 210 mark at a 209.9. But Macias, I saw him come over the finish line after getting past a couple corners ago, and he's got that head down like, oh, I can't believe I let that happen. But the cool thing about the ranch is this is a 3-moto format. You can afford to get a third in the first moto. If you bring it those next 2, destiny is still in your hands. You control your own destiny if you want to come out there and win those next 2 motos, which I'm sure he wants to.
And interestingly enough, these novice classes, we have seen riders not even win a moto and win the championship. And if I'm not mistaken, we may have seen one last year that only got maybe 1 podium position. Yeah, a couple of them, they only got maybe 1 podium throughout the week, and the way the inconsistent scores went, they were able to stay consistent enough themselves to win the overall. So it's these 125 novice classes, don't ever count yourself out of one of these.
Especially if rain starts coming in. If rain does happen to come in later on in the week, I've seen that happen, man. It's like things get jumbled in a hurry.
Game changer, there's no doubt about that. A definite game changer with the 125C wrapping up there.
We got it.
We got Jason Wygant down on the podium then.
Dalton Spooner is our winner of the class. Let's hear it for Dalton Spooner. All right, 125C class, how'd that moto go?
It went really good. I got off to a good start around 2nd place, and about half a lap into it, I made the pass for first, and I just rode my own race from there.
Right on. Who do you want to thank? Seriously? All right, it's going for now. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank my mom, dad, Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. Club MX Practice Facility, Club MX, Privateer Connection, Triangle Cycles, Alias, CD, Sunstar Racing, Dunlop Tires. Anyone else I forgot, thank you.
There it is. Let's hear it for Dalton Spooner taking the win. Good job. They're going to take some pictures, and I'm going to gather at the rest of our podium finishers. Come on up, second. Let me grab third here, too. Now we're good. Yeah. Third, right? Come on up. Holeshot, come on up. Chase Lorenz is our 2nd place finisher. Let me get him. Silver medal. There you go. That'll look good in the pictures. Let's hear it for Chase Lorenz. Chase Lorenz, let's hear it for him. How was your moto?
It was all right. I got a kind of a bad start, but I rode like crap on the first couple laps, but I really put it together in the end and ended up getting around to second, I guess.
All right, yeah, that's good. Who do you want to thank?
Zach Mashburn, Underground Training Facility, Absolute Race Technology, Suspension and Motors, Chris Stinson at Fox, Sea Blue Underwear. They're about to drop here in August, so check them out. And Sun Enterprises.
All right, congratulations. Let's hear it for Chase Lorenz. You got one more? You good? You good? All right, second place. Let's go for Chase. Come on up. We were pretty close. Third place, Luis Macias. No more guessing. Now we know for sure. All right, Luis, how was your moto?
It was had some trouble in the mud a little bit, but you know, my bike isn't all the way there, but we try to get through it. Like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe, and all my sponsors, TM Racing USA, Circuit Equipment, Just One Helmets, Forma Boots, X-Brand Goggles, and everyone else has been there. Thank you.
Let's hear it for our third place finisher. Let's hear it for our third place finisher. All right. We got a Holeshot Award. And our Holeshot Award goes to Trenton Cheek. $100 from Bell Helmets. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank DC Hydroponics back at home for helping us out. Skylar Logging, Bell Helmets, 100%. Dunlop for the awesome traction, and everybody else to help the Washougal MX Park. Everybody, thank you.
Did you get to go to watch the Washougal race or ride there, or were you busy here already?
I was already heading here.
Oh, I missed out. All right, well, not a bad place to go instead. Let's hear it for Trenton Cheek. Hold this straight like that. The Clarks will get some good pictures. Bell Helmets will be happy. And he's got his $100, so he's good. Oh, they want more photos. They're not done. Here we go. All right.